faith, cause these times is hard. Psalm 14:1, the fool said in his heart there is no.
Shalom, shalom, Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Welcome to the Yahweh and Yahshua Speak television show. We're broadcasting from Yahweh and Yahshua's temple. And we are in our series entitled, Women Adorn Themselves in Modest Apparel, Not with Gold, Pearls, or Costly Array. So we had started this series because there are some people that are teaching that women should not wear jewelry, earrings, bracelets, or any type of ornamentation at all. And what Yahweh started showing us was that Yahweh himself actually gave his people jewelry and jewels to wear, and that there is nothing unholy about it. And Yahweh's going to show us it's not wearing of the jewelry or the jewelry itself being a sin, but it's how people use jewelry or anything else that can make it a sin. I could have some money and take my money to buy some drugs with. And I made the money sin. It's not that the money is evil, it's what I do with it.
That's right.
So Yahweh started showing us that the different Hebrew words that are used for like bracelets and earrings and rings and tablets and jewels, that it meant a wide variety of things. And then Yahweh referred us back to the Egyptians, to where when they went into Pharaoh's tombs, they had all these gold chairs and gold items and different things. Well, our forefathers were in Egypt or Mizraim, so when Yahweh told them to go spoil the Egyptians, this is some of the stuff that they took out. Bowls and chairs, and even Yahweh showed us that the oxen had a gold yoke on them. And it's not like it is in the world today, to where they make gold be scarce and make you pay an arm and a leg for it over there in the land of Ham, and it's still plentiful over there, which is why they're over there digging and got the diamond mines and all that other stuff, because it's loaded. So the gold was plentiful, and that's why Yahweh showed us that when they built the first tabernacle, that our forefathers had enough to donate. They were donating chairs and bowls and all kind of stuff, because this is what they spoiled the Egyptians and got from them, and plus this is what they had in their own houses, because they weren't slaves for the first 90 years that they were in the land. All right, so we want to start out in Ezekiel, or Yechezkel. We're looking at the definition of these jewels and things that Yahweh said he gave to the high priest and he gave to the children of Israel. We're going to Ezekiel, the 16th chapter. And he gave them what was called wrought jewels, R-O-U-G-H-T, wrought jewels. And that's the Hebrew word me'aseh. That's M-A-A-S-E-H. It's found at Strong's number 4639. It means an action, generally a transaction, a product, a poem, or generally property. Art, baked meat, business, a deed, doing. So when you're thinking about a deed, don't think about the paper that they do it on now. They were doing this on stone and gold. So when you're talking about a poem, they were writing on actual gold stones. This is what they used. They didn't use papyrus or paper like we use now. Cheap stuff. All right. This English word wrought jewels, the Hebrew word also means a thing made, the wear of making, an occupation, a thing offered, operation, possession, a needlework, networking, manship, or something that's wrought. Then it also includes the Hebrew word keli, that's K-E-L-I-Y, and that's found in Strong's number 3627 for the word jewels. All right, so now Yahweh had Ezekiel record him giving jewelry to the nation of Israel. We're in Ezekiel the 16th chapter, and we want to start at verse 8. Now, if jewelry is evil, Yahweh would not be giving it.
That's right.
As we saw in the first show, if jewelry was evil,
Right.
he would not be accepting it.
No, he wouldn't.
To build the tabernacle or do anything else. And we even saw where there were some men of Israel from the spoil of battle, they offered it as an offering to
Yep,
Yahweh.
yep.
So Yahweh does not accept evil things
No, he
as
does
offerings. All right, Ezekiel 16, let's start at verse 8, please.
Hallelujah.
Now when I passed by thee and looked upon thee, behold, thy time was the time of love. And I spread my skirt over thee, and covered thy nakedness. Yea, I swear unto thee, and enter into a covenant with thee, saith Yahweh Elohim, and thou becamest mine.
Now Yahweh's talking about us.
Right,
how
right.
He fell in love with us.
Right, right.
He's saying, now when I passed by thee and looked upon thee, behold, thy time was the time of Ahab, and I spread my skirt over thee. So he's talking about when he saw us, and we were destitute, we were lacking. He said, I covered your nakedness.
Uh-huh.
And he said, I swear unto you and enter into a
Yes, he
bereath with
did.
thee, Amar Yahweh Elohim, and thou becamest mine.
Okay.
So he's saying, okay, you're mine. Now I want to give some things to you.
Hallelujah.
I want to do some things
Yes,
for
he
you.
will. Yes, he
All right?
has.
And Yahweh always does good things.
Yes, all the
Doesn't do
time, no
bad
matter
things.
what.
Verse 9.
Then I washed thee with water.
Uh-huh.
Yea, I thoroughly washed away thy blood from thee, and I anointed thee with oil.
Hallelujah.
All right? He said the first thing he did was wash us with
Hallelujah.
Mayim.
Cleansed.
And he's still washing us with Mayim.
Yeah,
He
that's
says
it.
that his dabar
Yeah,
is
that's
Mayim. He says, yea, I thoroughly washed away thy dam from thee, and I anointed thee with oil. So
Okay.
he anointed us. He washed us. He anointed us.
Hallelujah.
All right, what else did he do for us? Verse 10.
I clothed thee also with broidered work, and shod thee with badger skin, and I girded thee about with fine linen, and I covered thee with silk.
Huh.
He said, now I clothed you with broidered work. So he's talking about something fancy, kind of
That's-
like what I got
that
on.
right, that
Broidered
right.
work, needlework, and it had gold in it.
Yeah.
Broidered work, something nice and expensive. And I shod thee with badger skins. And now this badgers, you have to go look it up. It's not talking about a literal unclean animal, badger.
Okay.
So I didn't look it up, but he's not talking about you had on a fur or anything like that.
Right.
All right. And I believe I was reading where it means like either a lamb or a ram, something like that. All right, or maybe a deer. It said, I girded thee about with fine linen,
Okay.
and I covered thee with silk.
I know the best.
All right, the best. Verse 11.
I decked thee also with ornaments, and I put bracelets upon thy hand, and a chain on thy neck.
Now who is this talking? Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yahweh said, I did this for my people.
Right, right.
Why? Because he wants his people to be recognized who they are.
Hallelujah.
And he wants people to know he treats his people good.
Yes, he does.
He said, I decked you also with ornaments. And again, we looked at the Hebrew word. So ornaments, it could have been a nose ring. It could have been earrings.
Right,
it could have
right.
been bracelets. And when you're talking about jewelry, you're not talking about this little chintzy stuff that they have in these Gentile countries. You're talking about big
Thick,
2 and
thick
3
stuff.
pound weights worth of
Right.
gold. 100% pure gold. Not 12, 14, 18 karat, 22. No. The real pure 100% gold.
Right.
Yahweh said, I decked thee also with ornaments, and I put bracelets upon your hands and a chain on your neck. So we're going to continue, but let me just read this. I had started reading from it on the first show. And this is Field Guide to the Wild World of Religion. It says this material regarding the writings of Ellen G. White
Huh.
is part of a field guide profile on Seventh-day Adventism. All right. So it says the current position of what is the current clear teaching on jewelry among SDAs. All right. You just abbreviated Seventh-day
Right.
Adventists. The following is the official position on the wearing of any jewelry as stated in the SDA manual revised for the year 2000.
Huh.
Page 166 to 67. Quote, to dress plainly, abstaining from display of jewelry and ornaments of every kind is in keeping with our faith,
Ours.
unquote. Now, where are we reading from? We're reading from the Bible.
What?
Yahweh said, I decked my people with gold. I gave them ornaments. I gave them jewelry. I put bracelets on their hands. I put a chain on their neck. So then, years ago when we were watching Mr. T, you had seen nobody on
Sure did.
like that before him. Why? That's part of our heritage.
That's right.
Now you'll see different ones with those chains. You don't see many Gentiles unless they're copying after somebody that's a Shemite.
Right, right.
But this is who we are.
Hallelujah.
Now it's Gentiles that want to strip you down, and the people that don't know Yahweh.
Right.
All right?
Yeah.
So they say that's what their current position is. Then it continues from Testimonies, Volume 3, page 366. It is clearly taught in the scriptures that the wearing of jewelry is contrary to the will of God. That's a lie.
Yes, it is.
This is them, this is Seventh-day Adventists talking, but this is Yahweh talking. That's
I know,
why we're
right?
looking at this. Here they quote, not with broidered hair or gold or pearls or costly array is the admonition of the Apostle Paul in 1 Timothy 2:9. We're going to look at that before this series is over. The wearing of ornaments of jewelry is a bid for attention, which is not in keeping with Christian self-forgetfulness.
Huh?
Well, did Yahweh want his people to forget who they were?
Nope. He was
He said,
reminding.
I decked you. I decked you out.
Them.
So was he trying to have them turn to the enemy?
Nope.
Was he trying to have them be like Hasatan? No. He wanted the people to recognize, ooh, who's that shining so bright, looking so nice? And you're not coming to show people what you have on.
No, you're not.
You're coming with your inner beauty.
That's
But
right.
Yahweh said nothing about you couldn't have outer beauty.
That's right.
Matter of fact, he put it on us.
Yes, he did.
And I'm not letting any man take it off of me.
That's right. Hallelujah. Yahweh brought us an amps to note. Like it
All
is.
right? So it says, still the Seventh-day Adventists, in some countries the custom of wearing the wedding ring is considered imperative, having become in the minds of the people a criterion of virtue, and hence it is not regarded as an ornament. Under such circumstances, we have no disposition to condemn the practice. All right, Nick, which way you going?
I know, right?
Okay? So in other words, public opinion has pushed them so far, they said, okay, you can wear a wedding. It was seen, I'm reading this article from the Wild World of Religion. It was seen that the average SDA ladies group today would likely be scandalized if their very own revered prophetess Ellen would show up in her quote-unquote beautiful silk sack and her quote-unquote $10 pen that was quote-unquote handy and becoming. The term quote-unquote becoming certainly seems like a term for quote-unquote ornament. And a pen composed of white stones surely seems like a term for a piece of jewelry.
Right, right.
And a simple gold wedding band can hardly be termed quote-unquote showy by anyone. Yet Ellen insisted, quoting from her, here the Lord, through his apostle, speaks expressly against the wearing of gold. Let those who have had experience see to it that they do not lead others astray on this point by their example. That ring encircling your finger may be very plain, but it is useless. And the wearing of it has a wrong influence upon others. Now this is her talking.
I know, right?
That's from 4 Testimonies, page 630. And the article continues. This is only one of many documented cases in which Ellen's stern, dogmatic Bible interpretations, remember we read that scripture? The Bible is not of any private interpretation.
Right.
That's an opinion.
Yes.
All right? This is the only one of the many documented cases in which Ellen's stern, dogmatic Bible interpretations did not line up with her own practice. See the documentation section of the main SDA movement profile at the link below for links to web pages which contain many other examples. It's not clear whether hypocrisy is a prophet / prophetess is quote unquote becoming. So there is a link if you go to the website on the Wild World of Religion, Seventh-day Adventist. But let's continue on with what Yahweh says. Ezekiel 16, let's read verse 12, please.
Yes.
And I put a jewel on thy forehead, and earrings in thy ears, and a beautiful crown upon thy head.
Look at Yahweh. He's decking Israel from head to toe.
Right.
And what Yahweh's going to show us, it wasn't just the women. The
Right.
men wore the jewels too.
Oh, yeah.
They wore earrings and the chains and the bracelets.
Yes, they did. They sure did.
Oh, he said, and I put a jewel on your forehead. So you know how certain
Indian.
yeah, but what do you call them? Ethnic groups have something stuck
Oh,
on their forehead.
yeah.
Well, you have people now, they'll put like a jewel on their eyebrow or different things. Y'all were doing that way back then.
Right.
This is what he's talking about, a jewel on your forehead.
Right.
And then he had something going through your lip or your nose.
Because the Africans.
Okay?
Too.
So this is where they got this from.
Yeah.
I put a jewel on your forehead and earrings in your ears. And a beautiful crown upon your head, as if the bracelets on your arm and the chains around your neck wasn't enough. Yahweh said, I put this on you too. I'm giving you this too. All right, verse 13.
Thus wast thou decked with gold and silver.
Decked, yes.
Thy raiment was of fine linen and silk, embroidered work. Thou didst eat fine flour and honey and oil, and thou wast exceedingly beautiful, and thou didst prosper into a kingdom.
Now Yahweh calls it beautiful.
Right.
With all of this stuff on, Yahweh calls this beautiful. And a gold crown on your head. This is what Yahweh calls beautiful. Thou was decked with gold and silver, and your raiment was of fine linen and silk, embroidered work. Thou didst eat fine flour and honey and oil. So he's saying, I fed you with good food too. And you were exceedingly beautiful. And you did prosper into a malkuth, into a kingdom.
Right.
He's saying you were miserable, poor, blind, and naked before I found you.
Right.
Now let me show you how I want my people to look.
Right.
But he's not just talking about the outside.
Right.
But he's saying, I'm starting with the outside. All right, verse 14.
And thy renown went forth among the heathen for thy beauty, for it was perfect through my comeliness, which I had put upon thee, saith Yahweh Elohim.
Now you got that ruach of meekness. You got that ruach of humbleness. You got that ruach of tov from Yahweh. So you weren't out there flashing so people could see what you had on.
Right.
You were walking in the kabod, the glory of Yahweh, showing how good he was to you. And talking about, yeah, you looking at me now, this Yahweh gave me this.
Right.
This is what Yahweh gave to me.
Yes.
But I'm not flaunting off of that.
No, we do not.
But neither am I got to go anywhere and hide. I'm just showing you how well Yahweh treats me.
Yeah,
and I'm going to let you know it because of Yahweh.
Right.
Whatever I'm looking at. Somebody was telling me when I was at the senior citizen getting my 10% discount, oh, you don't look like you that old. I said, praise Yahweh.
No, I know,
it's Yahweh. Had me eating right and had me looking right. You understand? But I'm not buying anything off of that.
Right.
I've been looking like this my whole life. I'm not trying to get any favors off of that. That's what the world does.
Right.
Because my hair is long. That's the
gives
world.
us.
That's so worldly. Matter of fact, most of my life I had to dress down to deflect attention.
Right.
Because it can be a curse to be looking a certain way naturally.
Yeah.
Then you get a whole lot of flack that you don't want.
Okay.
Unless you're just a masochist, or unless you just starving for attention or something. I don't know why anybody would want all that attention.
Right.
He said, and your renown, you got famous.
Okay.
Went forth among the heathen for your what? Your beauty. Why? Yahweh decked us out. On purpose.
Yep.
He wasn't senile. He did not know what he was doing. This was his plan. It said because it was perfect through his comeliness.
Okay.
Through his goodness. Through his glory. He shows you how to wear it well.
That right?
Yes.
Because you can dress somebody up, like what does the scripture say? You wash the pig up, and then if you don't wash the pig, they're going to go back and wallow in the mud.
Yeah.
Well, they got this expression, you can take, what is somebody out of the country, but you can't take the country out of them.
Right.
So Yahweh's working inside and outside.
Yes, he does.
But he said they were perfect in their beauty because of him. Because they were hooked up with him. Because we're hooked up with him.
Right.
And we know how to appropriate. We know how to act.
That's
After
right.
he's dressed us up and given us all this stuff.
Hallelujah.
We don't go around bragging, talking about, oh, yeah, it's me, and oh, I'm
I
this
know,
and
right?
that.
Look at me.
He said, which I had put upon thee, said Yahweh Elohim. Now, let's go to 1 Kepha or 1 Peter, the 3rd chapter, so we can look and see about this lie that's been told about what Kepha was saying
Okay.
about wearing jewelry. 1 Peter, the 3rd chapter. So one of the scriptures in the Bible that organizations declaring jewelry a sinful twist is found here in 1 Peter. We have read just a little bit from this wild world of religion, talking about Ellen White. Now let's look at the scripture and see what Yahweh actually said
Says Yahweh.
without any opinion about it.
Right?
Yahweh gives his own opinion, which is true.
That's it.
1 Peter 3, let's start at verse 1.
Hallelujah.
Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wives.
All right,
Okay.
so now here Yahweh's dealing with something inner that he put in Iyshshahs, and whether they have husbands or not. He's talking about women, letting you know the man is always the head of the woman. But he also gives us understanding about what that means. He said, likewise ye Iyshshah, be in subjection to your own Iysh. So in other words, if you somebody else's husband, don't be coming up to me telling me
Right.
what I'm supposed to do.
All right.
I have my own Iysh to be in subjection
Right.
to. And right now it's Yahshua.
Hallelujah.
All right? So if you're married to somebody else, you need to go over there and let her be in subjection to you. I won't disrespect you, but I'm not going to act like I don't know this scripture.
Right.
Likewise, be in subjection to your own husband, that if any obey not Hadabar, they also may without Hadabar be won by the lifestyle of the
That's
Iyshshah.
it.
By her in public not fronting her husband off, or you understand, or fronting any man off.
Right.
We don't do that. Why? Because we understand about our inner beauty, and this is how Yahweh is.
Hallelujah.
We're supposed to be meek and we'll be respectful. Okay, verse 2.
While they behold your chaste conversation coupled with fear.
All right, so when people look at us, then they understand. Hey, we understand what the place the brothers are in, or the man is in. It says, while they look at your lifestyle, the way you conduct yourself, coupled with respect.
That's it.
We're not afraid of the brothers. We're not afraid of Yahweh. We respect them
Right.
and the position that they have.
You know,
If
Yah.
anybody comes trying to knock them out of their position, we disrespect that person because we know that they haven't read the scripture. They don't understand what the order is. And Yahweh has an order.
Yes, he does.
Now, this is talking about an inward attitude that we have as women. Okay, now, Yahweh goes on to talk about, through Kepha, the outward.
Okay.
All right? But he didn't leave the inward out. All right, verse 3.
Whose adorning, let it not be that outward adorning of plaiting the hair, and of wearing of gold, or of putting on of apparel.
Now, this is the verse that Sister White was death on. She's saying, okay, who's adorning? Don't braid your hair. Hey, we black folks, we can braid our hair.
Right.
You Gentiles, you go and don't braid your hair. Don't braid your hair. Don't wear gold. Don't wear clothes. Right? That's what it said. Don't put on apparel.
Yeah.
So what are we supposed to do? Streak? All right, verse 4.
But let it be the hidden man of the heart, in that which is not corruptible, even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit, which is in the sight of Elohim of great price.
Now it's saying, let it be the hidden Adam of Hapeh or the Layil, in that which is not corruptible, even the ornament of a meek and quiet ruach, which is in the sight of Elohim, great price. Well, we were just over in the Yeki scale, and Yahweh said you got both of them.
Right, right.
So we're going to explore this further, because it looks like it's saying one thing when you got your natural mind, but Yahweh's actually saying you have both of them.
Right, right.
He said, let it be the hidden man of the heart, in which is not corruptible, even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit, which is in the sight of Elohim of great price. But he didn't say you had to be stripped naked to have that quiet spirit. Verse 5.
For after this manner in the old time of Kadesh women also, who trusted in Elohim, adorned themselves even in subjection unto their own husbands.
All right, for after this manner in old time, Iyshshah also who batak in Elohim adorned themselves.
Right.
So they had the inner beauty.
Right.
Now, what Sister White trying to say, they didn't have the outward beauty.
Yeah.
Let's go to Bereshith or Genesis 24th chapter. So now Peter is emphasizing the importance of inner beauty first, just like he said the holy women of old did. We read in the Old Testament that Abraham was rich with silver and gold. We're going to Genesis 24. When he sent his servant to look for a wife for his son Isaac, his servant tested the bride to be based on her inner beauty.
Okay.
Now we're going to see when she came to the well, he had given her this test, like, okay, if she come, let her, offer water, and she gonna, water, give me some water, plus she gonna give my camel some water.
Right, right.
So he tested now. This is what Peter just said about the holy women of old, right?
Right, right.
All right, so they had to have that inner beauty. Now let's see, was that all that they had? All right, Genesis 24, let's read verse 21, please.
Hallelujah.
And the man wondering at her held his peace, to wit whether Yahweh had made his journey prosperous or not.
All right, so he's wondering now, did he make the journey prosperous or not? But what happened was Rebecca came to the well, and you can read this, on your own spare time. She not only quenched his thirst, but she also watered all 10 of his camels.
Right.
That was a test for that inner beauty.
That's right.
You just read it on your own time. Verse 22.
And it came to pass, as the camels had done drinking, that the man took a golden earring of half a shekel weight, and 2 bracelets for her hands of 10 shekel weight of gold.
Now, okay, she passed the inner beauty test.
Right.
But look what Keith was talking about, holy women of old,
Right.
how they adorn themselves. Well, it looked to me like he gave his servant some jewels to put on
That right.
this woman
Yes, he did.
for her to want to come back, or this was part of the covenant
Right.
that he was given, the dowry. Came to pass, as the camels had done drinking, that Ha'adam took a golden earring of half a shekel weight, and 2 bracelets for her hands of 10 shekels weight of gold. So now we don't want to be confused again thinking about this skimpy, these greedy people in the world today. Let's see, what is that half a shekel weight and 10 shekel weight? The English word earring of half shekel weight are the Hebrew words nezem. That's Nezem, found at Strong's number 5141. It means a nose ring as a woman's ornament. Could be an earring or ornament of men and women, or a jewel. So it doesn't literally have to be an earring that the man gave her. And Beqa, that's Beqa, at Strong's number 1235, for the English word half shekel. It means a section or half of a shekel. A Beqa, which is a weight and a coin, equivalent to half of 0.5 ounces. All right, so a pound is what, 16 ounces or whatever. All right, so it's 0.5, half of that, ounces. Now, the English word bracelets of 10 shekels weight of gold is the Hebrew word samid. That's T-S-A-Y-M-I-Y-D, found at Strong number 6781, or samid. That's T-S-A-M-I-D. It means a bracelet or arm clasp. So in other words, it could have been from here to here. It wasn't just a little dinky. All right? A cover of a vessel, generally a lid or covering, and the Hebrew word Aser, that's E-S-E-R, found at Strong's number 6235, for the English word 10, or asarah, A-S-A-R-A-H, meaning 10, as an accumulation to the extent of the digits. Could mean 15, could mean 17, could mean 10 times, and the Hebrew word mishkal, that's M-I-S-H-Q-A-L, found at Strong's number 4948, for the English words shekels weight, meaning weight, numerically estimated, hence weighing, the act of, the full weight, equivalent to 36.5 ounces. That's what the bracelet weighed, or 2.3 pounds. All right, let's get down to verse 29. So this wasn't no little cheap thing he gave her. All right, 29, please.
And Rebekah had a brother, and his name was Laban. And Laban ran out unto the man unto the well.
30.
And it came to pass, when he saw the earring and bracelets upon his sister's hands, and when he heard the words of Rebekah his sister, saying, Thus spake the man unto me, that he came unto the man, and behold, he stood by the camels at the well.
All right, so he sees his daughter, and she's got this jewelry and all this gold on her. And, oh no, he was the brother. He didn't come and snatch it off. What you doing wearing this old pagan stuff? No, he didn't. He was running like, whoa, who gave her that?
All right.
I want to be sure we will stay hooked up with this, because he understood.
Right.
He hadn't been influenced by these people that have their own opinions about it.
Right.
So now, Abraham was the father of the faithful, and he used jewelry to engage a wife for his son. The giving and wearing of jewelry was a sign of elevation, being promoted, and becoming the wife of a patriarch. Skip down to verse 47 in this same chapter. So this is a sign of class. This is not a sign of being sinful.
Right.
24:47.
Hallelujah.
And I asked her, and said, Whose daughter art thou? And she said, The daughter of Bethuel, Nahor's sons, whom Milcah bare unto him. And I put the earring upon her face, and the bracelet upon her hands.
48.
And I bowed down my head, and worshiped Yahweh, and blessed Yahweh Elohim of my master Abraham, which had led me in the right way to take my master's brother's daughter unto his son.
And then the servant wasn't saying, you know, I don't know why Yahweh got me doing this sinful stuff, giving this woman jewelry and
Right.
no. He bowed his head and shaka Yahweh and barak Yahweh Elohim of my Adon Abraham, which had led me in the Yamin way, the right way,
Right.
to take my Adon bath unto his bond. So this is something Kadash. This is something holy and right that's being done.
Right.
The exchange of jewelry. There's nothing sinful in here at all.
Nothing.
Let's go to 1 Samuel, the 16th chapter. So there was nothing wrong with Rebekah wearing gold. So would Abraham send jewels for Rebekah and forget his own wife Sarah? No. Sarah no doubt wore jewelry. 1 Samuel 16. And organizations that have chosen to make rules that jewelry is condemned have led people to believe they can please Yahweh by not wearing jewelry, and that's a lie.
Right.
1 Samuel 16 And let's start at verse 6, please.
Hallelujah.
And it came to pass, when they were come, that he looked on Eliab and said, surely Yahweh's anointed is before him.
All right, now here is Shemuel, and he's coming to anoint Dawid to be king. And he's looking outwardly.
Yeah.
Saying, you know what? This must be the one, because he looks like he should be king. But Yahweh told him, you're looking wrong.
Right.
And the same goes whether I'm dressed up splendiferous or whatever. Yahweh said, no, you're looking wrong. Just like these people that say, strip yourself down and that makes you more holy. No, it doesn't. You can just be just full of snakes.
Right.
You can be just as dirty, rotten inside.
Right.
And just be so dull and drab on the outside.
I know,
and be as wicked as you want to be. All right. So it came to pass when they were come that he looked on Eliab and Amar. Surely Yahweh's anointed is before me. He thought this got to be the one I'm supposed to anoint. But Yahweh told him, verse 7.
But Yahweh said unto Shemuel, look not on his countenance or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For Yahweh seeth not as man seeth, for man looketh on the outward appearance, but Yahweh looketh on the heart.
And that's what's going wrong, right? Said, but Yahweh marked to Shemuel, look not on his countenance, he must have been handsome, and he must have been tall, he said, of the height of his stature. He says, because I refused him.
Okay.
Not that he doesn't like handsome and tall people, but the man inside, his heart wasn't right. For Yahweh seeth not as Adam seeth, for Adam looketh on the outward appearance. That's what we're dealing with right here, the outward appearance.
Look on that first.
Telling you however much you strip off. That's the, strip your makeup off, strip the, no. That has nothing to do with it. No, it's not changing inside what Yahweh really wants to change. Said, but Yahweh looks inside you.
Yes, he does.
At your ruach.
Yes, he does.
Let's go to Psalms 149. So the organizations make women focus more on their outward appearance than the inner appearance. Okay. Yes, they do. They make them focus and they figure, all right, I'm scrubbed up to the T outside. And then you wonder why they backbite and talk and compete with each other and all kind of stuff.
Right.
Psalm 149, I'm going to read one verse 4.
Hallelujah.
For Yahweh taketh pleasure in his people. He will beautify the meek with salvation.
Now this is another scripture that they misuse regarding jewelry. And Yahweh's salvation is unrelated to jewelry. Matter of fact, when Yahweh saves you, he starts decking you out.
Right.
He gives you jewelry. All right, let's go back to 1 Samuel 15. So that's another scripture that they misuse. You beautify the meek with salvation. Yeah, we got salvation.
Yep.
And I can be just like Mr. T with all those things around my neck if I want to.
Right.
1 Samuel 15 and verse 22.
Hallelujah.
And Shemuel said, hath Yahweh as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifice as in obeying the voice of Yahweh? Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of rams.
So this is another scripture that they misuse to justify censoring jewelry. These scriptures do not mention jewelry at all.
They do not.
They're stretched to apply to jewelry.
Right.
Yahweh has commanded us to put away jewelry made in the image of false deities.
Okay.
All right, go to Genesis, the 35th chapter. Like some people wear that Egyptian ankh.
Oh yeah, that hair.
That cross.
And that bug. It's a scarab or whatever. It's got, and the cross.
Yeah.
So he has commanded us to put away jewelry made in the image of false Elohims.
Okay.
And they have those earrings made like the Ankh and
I
crosses.
remember those. Yeah.
And you have some people with the cross around their neck, and they got the naked, well, he got a little strip over him.
Right.
The
Yeah.
naked thing was supposed to be JESUS
Okay.
on it. All right? So he's commanded you to put away that stuff. Genesis 35, and let's start at verse 2, please.
Hallelujah.
Then Jacob said unto his household and to all that were with him, put away the strange Elohims that are among you, and be clean and change your garments.
All right, so then there's some stuff that they were wearing, like the pagans wore.
Right, right.
So Jacob is Amar unto his household and all that were with him, put away the strange ills that are among you and be clean and change your garments. Take that stuff off.
Right.
All right? And there's some things that have clothes that have images on them and
Right,
stuff
right.
that we're not supposed to be wearing that either.
Right.
All right, verse 3.
And let us arise and go up to Bethel, and I will make there an altar unto Elohim, who answered me in the day of my distress, and was with me in the way which I went.
Hallelujah.
Verse 4.
And they gave unto Jacob all the strange Elohims which were in their hands, and all their earrings which were in their ears. And Jacob hid them under the oak by which was by Shechem.
So there's nothing wrong with the silver and gold. It was what they had fashioned it into.
That's right.
And who knows, it might have been fashioned into cows or
Right.
whatever, because you know
Right.
people worship.
They came out of Egypt.
Right. So they gave unto Jacob all the strange elves which were in their hands. So it's talking about the jewelry that was made into the image of these
Right.
pagan deities. All their earrings which were in their ears, and Jacob hid them under the oak which was by Shechem. Let's go to Exodus, the 12th chapter. So Israel was following heathen practices
Yep.
of fashioning jewelry after false elves. The English word earrings, again, is the Hebrew word nezem. N-E-Z-E-M, found at Strong's number 5141. It means a nose ring as a woman's ornament. It could be an earring, an ornament of men and women, or a jewel.
Right.
So we're going to Exodus 12. So they were giving them their nose rings. It could have been earrings, and the men and the women were giving it to them. It wasn't
Right.
just the woman wearing the jewelry. Exodus 12. So if Yahweh made a law forbidding the wearing of jewelry, why does the Bible record 241 years later that Israel was commanded to get jewelry from their Egyptian slave masters? So we're going to look at Exodus 12. So Yahweh said, okay, Jacob told them to bury the jewelry, don't have jewelry. Well, here it is 241 years later, and he's saying, go to your captives and spoil them. Get that gold, get that silver. Exodus 12, verse 35.
Hallelujah.
And the children of Israel did according to the word of Moshe, and they borrowed of the Mizraims jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment.
Now some people say, well see, Moshe said that. Just read up further so you can see Yahweh told Moshe to tell him. It said,
Right.
and how band of Israel did according to Hadabar Moshe. Well, he's listening to what Yahweh told him to tell the
Right.
people. And they borrowed of the Egyptians jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment.
Right. Fine clothes.
So if it was condemned back there when Jacob buried it, what's happening here 241 years later? All right, verse 36.
And Yahweh gave the people favor in the sight of the Mizraims, so that they lent unto them such things as they required, and they spoiled the Mizraims.
That's right, they spoiled the Egyptians. This Yahweh gave favor in the sight of the Egyptians, so that they lent unto them such things as they required. Whatever they asked for, they said, okay, here, take it, just get out.
I know, right?
And they spoiled the Egyptians. Let's go back to Genesis, the 41st chapter. So if that was wrong, why is Yahweh telling me, get the silver, get the gold, get those earrings?
Right.
And again, think about Pharaoh's tomb. They got all kind of gold. It wasn't just little bitty dinky earrings and stuff like that. They got a ton of gold. Now before that, Joseph, a second in command in Mizraim, Genesis 41, he wore jewelry.
41.
Yes, Genesis 41. You know Yahshua was a righteous man.
Right.
He wasn't no sinner, he wasn't no pagan.
Right.
Genesis 41, let's read verse 38, please.
Hallelujah.
And Pharaoh said unto his servants, Can we find such a one as this is, a man in whom Ruach of Elohim is?
Now here is Pharaoh, he's a pagan, he didn't recognize, oh, this is a righteous man. Why? Because Joseph had just told him about those dreams with the fat cows and the skinny cows and about the famine that was going to come on the land. And then so they're trying to figure out, okay, so who should we put over storing this food up and everything so we can get through the famine? And Pharaoh amar unto his Ebed, can we find such a akkad as this is, Adam in whom ha-ruach of
Okay.
Elohim is? So he had Ruach HaKadosh.
Right.
All right, verse 39.
And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, For as much as Elohim has showed thee all this, there is none so discreet and wise as thou art.
Verse 40.
Thou shalt be over my house, and according unto thy word shall all my people be ruled. Only in the throne will I be greater than thou.
All right, so he got his promotion right then and there. And again, he had been in prison, had gone through all kind of stuff, was in slavery.
Right.
So he's saying, only in the throne will I be greater than you.
Right.
Yahweh was raising him up. Now let's see what he gets for his promotion. All right, verse 41.
And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, See, I have set thee over all the land of Mizraim.
42.
And Pharaoh took off his ring from his hand and put it upon Joseph's hand, and arrayed him in vesture of fine linen, and put a gold chain about his neck.
All right, and Yahshua didn't yank it off. Say, here, take this. What is this stuff?
I know, right.
No. Pharaoh took his ring off his hand and put it on Yahshua's hand and arrayed him in vestures of fine linen. Remember we read about how Yahweh decked out his people Israel in fine linen? And he put a gold chain about his neck. So here's Yahshua, a righteous man wearing jewelry.
Right.
All right, let's go to Job, the 42nd chapter. So Yahshua did not bow down to any Egyptian Elohims. He would not have accepted Pharaoh's ring if it violated Yahweh's commandments.
That's right.
The ring, clothes, and gold chain represented restoration, elevation, and celebration for Yahshua.
Right.
Now, we're going to see in Job 42 that Yahweh gave Job or Job jewelry as a gift. And it was part of his being blessed and symbolized his restoration after Hasatan tried to steal, kill, and destroy everything he had.
Uh-huh.
Job 42, and we want to read, start at verse 10. Job 42 and verse 10.
And Yahweh turned the captivity of Job when he prayed for his friends. Also, Yahweh gave Job twice as much as he had before.
Now, when you read the facts of Job's life, when it starts out, it's called him the richest man in the East.
Yes, it did.
Now it says Yahweh turned the captivity of Job. In other words, he told Hasatan, look, no more. It's over.
Right.
When he palam for his friends, also Yahweh gave Job twice as much as he had before.
Okay.
This is for all these people talking. Yeah, see, when you come to Yahweh, or if you're really, religious, and if you're really righteous, then you have on some rags, and you'll have on just the most plain stuff, and then you'll, just have your head bowed and be all bent over, and your shoes will be raggedy. That's a lie.
Yeah, and not what
That's
just
a lie.
says Yahweh.
Verse 11.
And then there came there unto him all his brethren, and all his sisters, and all they that had been of his acquaintance before, and did eat bread with him in his house. And they bemoaned him, and comforted him over all the evil that Yahweh had brought upon him. Every man also gave him a piece of money, and every one an earring of gold.
Here they bringing, as a celebration,
Right.
the people bringing Yowm an earring of gold. And again, that word earring, it can mean any kind of jewelry.
Right, right.
But the men were wearing jewelry too. All right. So the English word, let's go to Exodus 35. The English word earring is the Hebrew word nezem, N-E-Z-E-M, found at Strong's number 5141. It means a nose ring as a woman's ornament. Could be an earring as an ornament for men or women, or a jewel. And jewelry was used as a substitute for currency in some cultures. As late as 1249 BC, Israel possessed jewelry. They considered it of great value and continued to acquire it in great quantities. Jewelry was given as offerings to Yahweh, Exodus 35 and verse 22. Jewelry was given as offerings to Yahweh. And Yahweh didn't burn the temple up and say, get this jewelry out of here. No, he didn't. But you have some people that would want to burn it up, but you got to recognize, people have their own agenda.
Right, right.
Exodus 35 and 22.
Hallelujah.
And they came, both men and women, as many as were willing-hearted, and brought bracelets and earrings and rings and tablets, all jewels of gold,
All of
and
them. Yes.
and every man that offered an offering of gold unto Yahweh.
All right, so we went through this in the first show. Those tablets was gold tablets.
Right, right.
They came, both Adam and Iyshshah, as many as were willing pay, and brought bracelets and earrings and rings and tablets, all jewels of gold. And every Adam that offered an offering of gold unto Yahweh, and he accepted it. So Yahweh would never accept anything sinful as an offering. He commanded Israel to bring jewelry to build the tabernacle. We're in Exodus 35. Let's go up to verse 5.
Hallelujah.
Take ye from among you an offering unto Yahweh. Whosoever is of a willing heart, let him bring it, an offering of Yahweh, gold and silver and
brass. Okay. Take ye from among you an offering unto Yahweh. Whosoever is of a willing pay, let him bring it, an offering to Yahweh, gold and silver and brass.
Right.
Let's go to Numbers, the 31st chapter. So some argue that the use of jewelry in building the golden calf, and Yahweh commanded the calf to be ground up and put in Israel's drinking water to make them drink it, that made a prohibition against jewelry. The building of the tabernacle took place after the golden calf incident. So we just saw they had some jewelry to give to donate.
Right.
If jewelry was banned by the calf incident, where did Israel get more jewelry to offer to build a tabernacle? We're going to Numbers 31, but I have this chart. It says 18 different types of offerings went into Israel's tabernacle. And actually that scripture is Exodus 35, 22 to 29. Now, these 18 kinds of offerings that went to building the tabernacle. Number 1, bracelets. Number 2, earrings. Number 3, rings. Number 4, tablets. Number 5, jewels of gold. Remember, all this is gold.
Right, right.
Number 6, blue thread. Number 7, purple thread. Number 8, scarlet thread. Number 9, fine linen. Number 10, goat's hair. Number 11, red ram skins. Number 12, the badger skins. Again, you're going to have to look that up. It's not this little badger thing that be in the water, all right? Which was a covering for the tabernacle. Number 13, silver. Number 14, brass. Now this came from the children of Israel.
Right,
they had all this stuff. Number 15, shittim wood. Number 16, onyx and other stones. So those are precious stones. Number 17, spices of various kinds. Number 18, olive oil. All right, so we're in Numbers 31. So after Yahweh gave Israel the victory over the Midianites, he commanded Moshe to divide the spoil. And now here Israel's army gives a jewelry thank offering to Yahweh. Numbers 31, verse 50.
Praise the mighty.
We have therefore brought an oblation for Yahweh. What every man hath gotten, of jewels, of gold, chains and bracelets, rings, earrings, and tablets, to make an atonement for our souls before Yahweh.
So now they're using this to make an atonement for them.
Okay.
Like they would offer the animal sacrifices.
Uh-huh.
Bracelets, jewels of gold, chains, bracelets, rings, earrings, tablets, to make an atonement for our nephesh before Yahweh. Verse 51.
And Moshe and Eleazar, the priest, took the gold of them, even all wrought jewels.
All right, so this took place after Jacob, when he buried the jewelry, after the golden calf, and after building the tabernacle.
Right.
All right, let's go to Exodus 32. Jewelry was worn by Israel's men, women, and children. So the boys and girls had jewelry.
Right.
Exodus 32. Now I remember when my niece had her son and named him Aharon, and she went and got him, had a little gold bracelet when he was first born on his wrist, and had a little gold chain on his foot. Paid a lot of money for that. And now I'm thinking about this years later, like, yeah, okay. That's because the children had jewelry on. Exodus 32, verse 2.
Hallelujah.
And Aharon said unto them, break off the golden earrings which are in the ears of your wives, of your sons, and of your daughters, and bring them unto me.
Now who got earrings? All these people. Or again, the earring could be any piece of jewelry,
Right.
but the whole family got it.
Right.
And Aharon among unto them, break off the golden earrings which are in the ears of your Iyshshah, and your bond, and your bath, and bring them unto me. So jewelry was worn on different parts of the body. Let's go to Isaiah, the 3rd chapter. They were worn in the ears, in the nose, on the face, around the neck, on the arms, hands, fingers, legs, ankles, and feet, including the toes. Like you see some people from India and different places, and they have their sandals on. You see they got rings on their toes. Well, guess where they got that from? Israel.
I seek your face, love and grace. Have your way. I praise your name.
My people lost faith, cause these times is hard. Psalms 14:1. The fool said in his heart, there is no God.